Yo, this is your man, Young Squatter. Before we start the show, I would like to give a brief thanks to all my viewers and my listeners. I appreciate you. Please keep tuning in with me. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, which you can all find those in the description of each and every episode. Once again, thanks a lot and enjoy the show. Here we go.
Free socks.
Yo, this is your man, Young Squalor, with another always everything with Young Squalor podcast. And you know how we give it up. Everything is everything. Got my nigga Legend Lee in the building.
Yo.
And we about to have a talk about hip hop. we about to talk,
We just
it's hip hop, is the culture, the wave. We're gonna talk about all of y'all doing dumb shit. And we're gonna talk about a lot of shit. But what we was talking about off camera just a few minutes ago was Young Thug and what the fuck is going on with this nigga.
yeah.
Basically,
It's
he's
a really
getting,
bad situation
yeah.
that he's in.
I really feel as though not now Young Thug, they got a lot of shit against. They do got a lot of shit against them. Cause there's phone calls and they recently read his lyrics in the courtroom.
And I heard about one of them, something about like Lucci's mom or some shit. And he said some
Got at his
shit
mom
that
or some
somewhat
shit.
involved it. And they were trying to piece up something with that. But
A lot
yeah,
of
I
people
will
think
say I
that,
don't really know too much about the case, but I just know like little details and shit. But kind of like what we was talking about earlier, it's just it's I will say this when it comes down to lyrics and like for the future rappers out there, even if it wasn't against the law, I mean like even if it wasn't a rule like if you say certain things they can be used in court, like let's say lyrics couldn't be used in court, even still I still wouldn't say shit that could somewhat possibly incriminate me. You know what I'm saying?
but that's hip hop, nigga. We
That's
selling
yeah, I
drugs,
know.
we killing niggas, we popping pills.
I
We
feel like I feel like that's not hip hop. I feel like that's more so ignorance because you got other sides of hip hop that is truly hip hop, but that side isn't being glorified. That side isn't really being shown and pushed. Definitely not being pushed by the labels. The labels want you to do the dumb shit. So but there's definitely a more I would say I guess I could kind of say a better side or that a more better example, a good example that hip hop can bring to the world and to society and all that, but it's not being pushed. And so because of that, that's why we're constant because what is being pushed is constantly being pushed. We're getting what we're getting. The youth is being influenced by it, and nobody's really telling people, hey, this is again, even because even if the labels is going to push it, it's also up to the parents and just some type of guardian or somebody that can tell their kids, yo, this shit ain't real. How they're going about it or how they're bragging about it isn't real. You know what I'm saying? And there
yeah,
are
they
real
making that shit.
consequences that can happen if you are going that route with your life. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that. I feel like those words ain't really being said. Actions isn't really being taken.
Wow.
And I feel like some people are, and some kids can just be hard headed and whatnot, and they won't learn until they come into those situations. But I do feel like it's not a lot of people really like schooling their kids. You know what I mean? Like Like I feel like I seen a vid and I'll get back to the topic, but I seen a vid of like what's her name, Sexy Red, and she was with a bunch of kids, and they was all singing a song or whatever, and everybody was like, oh, she shouldn't be with the kids or whatever, or her music's too grown and this and that. But it's like I wouldn't put so much blame on Sexy Red for what she's doing, because yes, her music is for grown-ups, and she's giving it to the grown-ups. Now, the grown-ups need to not play that shit in front of their kids or whatnot. You know what I mean? Or try to find a clean version if there is one. I know nowadays it's not too many clean versions out there, but if it is, play that when you around your kid, or you know what I'm saying? But like, if your child knows these lyrics, if your child know a verse, then they must have heard that joint over and over. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really on the
Man,
artist for
these kids know how to go find shit for themselves, yo.
and that part too. You know, these kids, if your child has an iPhone, or any type of smartphone, and you ain't take the time out to put the parental blocks on them and whatnot, and you know what I'm saying, or you not constantly looking at them, watching over them or whatnot. For real, some of these kids, yeah, it's kind of hard to say what age I guess a kid should have a smartphone,
You just
maybe
got to think about when
16
we
or
was kids.
17 or something.
You got to think
But
about when we was
yeah, when you think
kids.
about it, they don't really need a smartphone. They just need a phone to keep in contact with their parents. You know what I mean? And sure, if they want to talk to their friends or whatever, yeah, you got a phone and you can text and talk to your friends. But to have the full internet in the palm of your hand, you know what I'm saying? That's literally the world. That's access to the world. You can see a lot of things just surfing the web. Some things you don't
Yeah,
need to be seeing. You know
the
what I'm saying? So
exactly, bro. A lot of
it's
shit.
just each one it's more so guidance. It's really a lack of guidance, which I want to tie it back into hip hop. If the guidance was there, people wouldn't be really having these type of lyrics that could self-incriminate them. Even if they still are going to go that route. Because again, maybe some situations are a lot darker than some people can comprehend or understand.
But
If
then,
they're constantly knocking them from making that choice. You know what I mean? You don't really know. You know, nobody on the outside of Young Thug's, family and his life know what he been going through. I'm pretty sure some of his family don't know some things about him. You know what I'm saying? Only he
right?
knows. So no one can truly judge that. You know what I mean? No human on earth can judge him for that. So, but I will say that but I feel like if he maybe it's not just him, but other people in general had the more better guidance, maybe they will go about their lyrics a little bit more different because in the back of their head they'd be thinking, if such and such, if I ever was to get caught up in some type of jam, they might be able to use this shit against me. You know what I'm saying? Because people still going to if you because when you're making music, if you're truly making it in the art form, you're somewhat imitating life or not imitating life, but you're trying to make an expression of life. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take the life that you've gone through and turn it into art and express that art out to the people. So if you
Right.
live that life, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to take that darkness but create it into art or whatnot, some of the songs or some of the lyrics that you're probably making might have some real life inspiration coming into it. You know what I'm saying?
So
And when you're doing that, I feel like you can either be, a weirdo and just be just say exactly what happened and say their names and shit too. Like, yeah, nigga, I killed Rob nigga, on East Street. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
like the Bobby
you
Smurder
know,
shit, right? Bobby
yeah,
Smurder got convicted on his lyrics, right?
yeah, I think so. That did you got I don't really know too much about
He
that. I mean,
definitely got convicted from his lyrics for sure.
from his lyrics, all right.
But check it out
I
though.
ain't gonna lie. That around that time, bro, I ain't gonna lie. And that's another thing too. I was just more focused on kind of like my own shit. I heard of him. Don't get me wrong. Like I know who he is and I know the song. Like everybody know fucking Bobby Shmurda. But like the more into details to certain shit and all that. Yeah, I ain't know they got him for his lyrics too. I honestly just thought I thought he was just like slipping on some shit and then they called up on him. You know what I mean? But I didn't know it was lyrics. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely lyrics. And then you gotta ask yourself this shit. Why haven't they came after other people? Because Jay-Z, Young Jeezy,
Yeah.
Gucci Mane, 50.
I think they're looking
And pretty much
for.
everybody else. Pretty much everybody
I,
else.
I think they're looking for like they may have the lyric, but they have to have a little bit more evidence that ties into the two. So I think it's probably like, yo, if I see if a witness comes up out of nowhere and says, yo, such and such shot my aunt, little such and such shot my aunt, or whatever, and they bring the cop to their house or whatever. She show them like, you know what I mean, like more evidence. And now it's like they have like a probable cause or some shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then after that, there's a rap lyric that actually gives more detail or shows more truth into what the person was saying or whatever, to what the witness was saying. Then that's one thing. Then they might be able to make something off of that. You know what I mean? But it can't just be just a verse because I could say something, but then I could be lying.
Yeah. That's
Like if I could say I shot Lil Mookie there, but there's no Lil Mookie, then it's like, well, then you're lying. You know what I'm saying? And then that goes to show you, it's like we don't want to make hip hop stupid. Like we don't want to.
it's already
We
stupid now.
Yeah, but we don't want to get to a point where it's like niggas is really like blatantly lying about shit, and it never happened.
Now you know what they're doing, bro? They
It
lying.
never like like
Bro.
like it never happened, but people are still entertaining it and giving it its buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Check it out.
And then like
They
we don't want to get to that stage, bro.
look, they already lying about it, right? What they
Yeah,
doing is when they get the money, when they get the money, they turn it into a reality. That's when they become the gangster. Because
yeah.
they got the money to back this gangster lifestyle. So they can immediately go grab some soldiers because this money talks.
No, that's real. That's very real,
Look at what the fuck is his name? John Morant.
man, bro,
He turned into
bro.
a thug, yo. After the bag.
After the big bag, and he has
After the
so much potential.
bag.
So what's going on? What's going on with Ja right now?
As
You
far as
know,
is he playing?
I don't even know.
I think
I
he's
ain't heard from
playing.
him in a minute.
Uh, he better put them guns down.
Man, what?
We gotta learn from other people's mistakes, and I'm pretty sure he's seen what happened to Gilbert Arenas.
People gotta see, but that's,
I'm
bro.
pretty sure
It's
he's seen
the
what happened to
the
Gilbert.
the problem is these motherfuckers is glorifying this shit. Niggas think it's cool and females think it's cute.
Yeah, the females be
And when you
catching
get
it.
and when that attention starts to come into people, when people start getting this some type of when guys start getting this respect that they think they're getting from their friends or from other guys or whatever, and then when females are showing them attention too, just the fame alone, the dude can still be broke as hell, but just the fame alone is like a drug. And that shit is fueling their ego. And that shit is making them keep going down that path. You know what I'm saying? And it's damn, this shit is just so toxic. Cause it's like common sense is staring right at you in the face, telling you don't do that shit.
I
But
always
you keep
ask
going, you
myself,
keep doing it.
I always ask
Go
myself,
ahead.
what happened to the fun rappers? Like, for example, Kid and Play, MC Hammer, the niggas who wasn't
Yeah.
with Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. But then I
But
thought,
you
I said, hold on, we do have the fun rappers, but it's a different type of fun now.
yeah,
We have Super
yeah,
Connor, we have the fun rappers. There's Megan and fucking Sexy Red, Ice
yeah,
Spice.
yeah. I think you're going somewhere. I think yeah, I think the fun has a bit changed a bit, but it's really more lust. Lust is fun
Yeah,
now.
that's what's
You know
fun.
what I'm saying? And
They went from Summertime with Will Smith. That was the fun. That was the fun shit. Kid and Play. These niggas was dancing. Like these
and the
niggas.
crazy thing is, it's like people are still making that fun type of music, and that music is still around. They're just underground. They're local artists, and if you don't support them, and if we don't have a place where we can go to and find these artists and listen to these artists, and really, and if we don't support them and like pay for their music and pay for their shows and whatnot, then they'll never get, or they'll never have a platform where they can truly thrive. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it's really everything all boils down to the consumers and the parents and guardians. At the end of the day, I
So
can make the hardest gangster shit. It could be lies, it could be truth, but I can make it. And if nobody pays for it, then nothing happens.
and nobody's gonna pay for it because
You
of
know what I'm
the
saying?
way music is set up nowadays. Niggas don't have to
You
pay
said
for
what?
this. That's it. Niggas not gonna pay for it because the way music is set up nowadays,
Yeah, yeah. You just streaming and all
you
that.
don't have to pay for it. But
Yeah, you don't have to.
the way the industry is set up now is you have to have fans first before they look at you. Talent don't come first. Talent is like so far beyond their fucking thought process. They just like, oh, if this
Yeah,
person can move a certain crowd, then we'll fuck with them. And that's where the
yeah,
social media shit comes in.
exactly. And since social media is already making people kind of famous, it's like you're kind of the social media famous people, and not just social media famous, but like anyone who's been on a grind and have developed some type of following, you make it somewhat kind of easier for the labels because now it's just okay, you have the following and whatnot. All you got to really do is just sign here, and we can take that to the next level because we have bigger platforms or whatnot. I can get you this interview with
Mm-hmm.
such and such, you know what I mean, and that'll really boost your fan base. And so when that happens, that's usually how it goes. But
Then you think about
yeah, I think that's the thing is though, it's like I was saying before, it's really on the consumers and the parents and the guardians. The parents and the guardians have to really teach their kids right from wrong. And they have to know the difference from right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's a they have to have like that morally that moral heart. You know what I'm saying?
but let's talk
Like that moral compass, I guess you could say.
let's talk about the parents today. Who is the parents today? A lot of the female rappers are mothers.
Yeah,
then you have
yeah.
then you have the other mothers. Look at Blueface mother. She went I don't know what she's doing. I think she got a TV show on Zeus or something.
I
But
don't know. I ain't see too much of that.
Blueface
And
mother
I
was
will say
posting
that
naked pictures on the internet and shit.
I'll say this when it comes down to parenting, because me, I'm not a parent, but I was blessed to be raised by two very great parents, you know what I'm saying? And so off his seeing example, I feel like I can somewhat speak on, I guess, what I would think is morally right and morally wrong. Because in a lot of ways, no, you can't speak on some shit that you don't have, but some shit is obvious, like, nah, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then some shit is like, okay, that's right. That seems more of the right thing to do. That obviously seems like the bad thing to do. But like again, like I was saying, it deeps is if you're going to speak on somebody's present, I feel like you would have to know their past just to really be right about it. And so we only know from what we see on social media and they little TV reality shows or whatnot, and we judge that, which in a lot of ways, especially reality TV, ain't even reality. That should be scripted too. So a lot of times they just be putting on a
I
front
said
just to
that
get the
shit,
views.
bro.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
I've been
Nah,
trying
for
to tell
real.
niggas that shit, bro. Like, these niggas are acting. This shit ain't real.
Yeah. So with all that being said, it's like if some of these parents is acting wild or whatnot, or they just doing so much, it's probably some shit that happened in their past that probably messed them up maybe, and now they're going a certain way or they're moving, a certain way. Um, but yeah, again, like I'm not me personally. I'm not gonna speak too much. I'm not gonna speak on Blueface Mom. Like I don't know the man. I don't know the mother, and I ain't even seen the show, so I'm not really gonna speak on it. But
No, I
I'm
feel
just
that.
speaking on. I'm just speaking on the obvious wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how that affects the kids and the people. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just saying. it definitely seems like it's not a lot of good guidance going on in the households. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if somebody's kids is singing these real adult ass lyrics, you
Man,
can't really.
I seen some kids fucking. It was bad, bro. They in the fucking restaurant. They
But yeah, I feel like I feel like we need just better guidance at the end of the day, and I understand that certain things may have happened. It may have shaped people to move a certain way, and I'm not everybody's no nobody's perfect,
right,
but perfection isn't needed to be, I would say, somewhat of a good example. You know what I mean? To not just your kids, but just to the youth. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times I feel like if society was to show that more and show better examples of that, I think that could also help out as well, especially in music, especially in music.
oh yeah,
I think if hip hop, don't get me wrong, everybody want to turn up, everybody want to have a fun time and all that. That all that's cool, I get that, but the real shouldn't be so much blocked out. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And don't get me wrong, it still has to be good music. At the end of the day, even if the message is good and all that, but if the music is boring, then ain't nobody gonna want to hear it. So I get that. Make it fun, make the music dope, and have a good little message behind it or something like that. Something that when the song cuts off, that the parent can have a conversation with their kid and they can kind of talk more about the song and say, oh, this is what that person meant about that. And you know what I mean? And give kids a more better understanding, but we're not really getting too much of that.
So what do you think about
So,
what do you think about the
uh,
censorship in the fucking hip hop?
um,
Do you think it's too much, not enough?
don't censor the emotion. No, I don't. I don't. I think honestly, just again having the parental advisory sign or whatever, or having the explicit the big E joint
Yeah.
on Apple Music or like Spotify or whatever. Just that being shown is enough. And
Is that
again,
enough though?
if your child is going to have Spotify and all this music stuff to listen to, then you should be aware of, the parents should be aware of it and be like, all right, look, man, you got to either get the clean version or not. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're going to allow your child to listen to all of that, then I would hope that, excuse me, I would hope that there's some type of, again, some type of guidance or some type of teaching being told, you know what I mean? So that even as a young kid or teenager, when they listening to this hard rap or whatever, that they kind of know the difference between the reality and the fiction. You know what I'm saying? And also they need to understand the reality of their own life. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what's real to someone else's life, that don't mean that's real to yours. And so you need to live your real life and thrive in that, not trying to thrive in somebody else's life. So as far as censorship goes, because again, if somebody's going through some really darkness and they're making their music and they might be solely just making it for other people that's gone through what they've gone through. You know what I'm saying? If somebody grew up and you know what I mean, their parents or their grandparents or aunts and uncles or whatever was like strung out on drugs or something, or somebody was an alcoholic or maybe just the absence of a family member. You know what I mean? And someone wants to talk about it. And if they get real in depth into how they felt about it, it might come off as, ooh, that's triggering or dark. But sometimes all it really takes is for someone else to know that they're not alone. You know what I'm saying? And that can be the start of a healing process. All we need is a start. Once we start it, maybe we can actually heal somebody and get them out of that dark place. You know what I mean?
You know,
And
a
so
lot.
yeah, I think that's how I feel about the censorship.
Okay, but okay, so
Go ahead.
a lot of I feel as though a lot of the censorship is being censored in a way to still push a certain agenda. And
Yeah,
I believe the agenda at this point in time is to turn all our women into freaks. And when I say freaks, I mean
yeah,
sexual deviants.
yeah. You're right on that. You're
And even
definitely
from
right
a
on
young
that.
age. I seen a group of a video on Instagram not that long ago. It was a group of girls, maybe like I say at the oldest, maybe 7 years old. They were
Right.
standing on the goddamn table at McDonald's trying to twerk, talking about we outside tonight. And what is the mother doing?
Yeah,
Recording their ass and posting it on fucking social media. So
yeah. That's
some of this shit, some of these parents probably not even equipped to handle some of this music to even be able
yeah.
to correctly teach.
You're right about that.
Cause there's no reason why any little girl should be saying we outside tonight twerking or trying to twerk or whatever the fuck they was doing.
I definitely feel like it is somewhat of a agenda that they're trying to over sexualize everything. I don't like the fact, especially when it comes down to black women, it seems like Hollywood or the mainstream doesn't really promote them or support them. And sometimes for real, I feel like it's not even just the media. Sometimes I feel like it's our own. It's our own people that aren't really supporting the artists as they should. Like I feel like you might have a girl, she ain't she might be slim, you know, she ain't got no fat ass, she ain't got no big titties or whatever. She probably all right in the face, but you know, nothing really sexualizing or whatever. But her talent is without question just flawless. Like
Right.
she probably got a voice of an angel. You know what I mean? She could sing. She's probably good at dance choreography and all that too. You know what I'm saying? She's a real talented person, but she's just not the most appeasing thing to look at. And then let's say some other girl who got the body, and let's say she can sing, but she's decent. She's okay. She's not the best thing. She's not like the other skinny girl or whatever,
Right.
but she's not complete trash though. But they're gonna make it seem like she's the best thing since Beyonce. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the other girl probably worked all her life developing her skill. Like the other girl probably got a mamba mentality towards music. You know what I mean? She
Shit.
constantly working on her vocals and whatnot. You know what I mean? She's constantly writing, songwriting and stuff, developing her pen and all of that. But the other girl's just like she just cute and she has a nice voice, but don't really put in enough work. Now, granted, I think both of them deserves a shot, but the appreciation value is the problem. It's always the girl, the more sexier girl or whatever that gets all of the praise, but the other girl that ain't got a whole lot isn't getting anything. And it seems like yo, if you don't sexualize yourself, then it's like it's damn near like she's not a woman. And I'll admit, I think a lot of that blame has to go on us guys because as much as they may say, women may say like, you know, they're doing it for themselves and they're doing it for themselves. And a little bit of it I do believe is them, you know, their own self-love. But a lot of it has to deal with, I feel like a lot of guys just overly sexualizing, you know what I mean, thicker, curvier women. And it's like, do we really love that woman or do we just love the curves? You know what I'm saying? Or do we really love that woman or are we just lusting over that woman? Because
Right.
there's a lot of guys who, you know, they want to be up and down talking about they love black women this, black women that. Like, nigga, you just love a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like who your girl truly is, you never really got to know her. You know what I'm saying? Like you it's some dudes, they don't even know who their girl is.
They
They
don't.
just know how she fuck. You know what I mean? They know her body, but they don't know her spirit. They don't know her soul. They don't know her emotions. And so I feel like that's probably one of the biggest problems with black love is that it's too much black lust. You know what I'm saying? And we got to truly learn how to love one another. And then once we get to that, then we won't have all these other problems.
Do you
But
feel like it's a disconnect between
it's
black
going to
men
take
and
some time.
women?
Yeah, I do feel like it's a disconnect, but it's an unnecessary disconnect because what makes us so much common is our humanity. We're both very human. We just go about it in certain situations in different ways. Or there's certain things that may affect us or someone trigger us different than some women. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it has to do with our everyday life. If you're a hardworking person and the hard work takes a physical toll on you, you're going to react, your natural reaction at the end of the day is going to be different than the person who didn't work as hard.
Right.
And I don't want to make that like a gender thing because you could take a woman who has a 9 to 5 job and she works really hard and she come home and she tired, and then let's say you got a guy who works in human resources and he just sits in a chair all day, but he does computer work, so he might be tired too, but he still got some energy a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to
He
kind
not
of do
physically
other
tired. Yeah.
things. Yeah, he not physically tired. The person that's physically tired want to come home to a home cooked meal, you know what I'm saying, they want to chill, you feel me,
Yeah, man.
they want the simple things. You feel me? Whereas the other person who still got that energy and don't really have what's the word for it? I guess if you don't really
For
hmm,
consideration.
I guess if you some of that, but not more so with consideration. I think if you have more time to imagine things in your head, then you're thinking about so many possibilities that things could be. And I think that's where I
Expectations.
feel like a lot of women, yeah, I feel like that's where a lot of women can be picky at because there's so many options to choose from, and you got the time to think about it. Whereas you may have a certain guy who, if he does have a job and he's working super hard, he kind of knows what's it's going to take to get that certain thing. He's trying to come up with a plan. You know what I mean? And certain things it's like we can do, certain things we can't do, or at least we can't do right now. We could probably eventually do this, whatever it is that you want to do, but it's going to take time. And to have that patience, I don't know. I just feel like I'm really rambling. It's crazy. I always do this shit. But I guess what I'm really trying to say is we need people to as far as men and women, we need to understand our pains and our joys. I think if we can understand each other's pain, then a woman can be more comforting to a man, and a man can be more patient and provide and protect in the way that that certain woman needs to be provided for, and how she needs to be protected, and how she needs to be made feel secure. That's really what I wanted to say. That's how I think when a man understands a woman's pain, then he can know how to make her feel secure. And when a woman understands a man's pain, she can understand how to comfort him.
Nigga,
You know what I'm saying?
that will require reasoning. These
Yeah,
niggas ain't trying to reason. The women ain't they trying to fuck, bro. They ain't trying
yeah.
to hear none
And
of that. You hear the women
but
say
you know,
they don't
go
want
ahead. No, go ahead.
they don't want men to say shit, bro. They want us to buy everything and shut the fuck up.
But you know what? You know what that sound a lot like? It sound a lot like men. It sound like men don't want their women to do a whole bunch of talking and whatnot. We just want them to cook and fuck. And I feel like a lot of that comes from, I feel like a lot of times men feel like that towards their woman because one, he didn't get a chance to really love her and get to know her. Two, he's tired from working all day. He's super stressed out. And because he's super stressed out, but he doesn't love his woman, he's not really appreciating her as he should. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be, girl, just cook for me and fuck for me and then get out my face. You know what I mean? And I feel like when the woman is going through what she's going through, when she's feeling stressed out, it should be more than just shopping and fucking, you know what I mean? It should be more than just material things to somewhat calm her down. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be the presence of your couple. You know what I mean? And that quality time together that should bring you that ease and that peace. You feel
Right.
me? But you have to get to know that person. You have to learn to love that person. And that's the problem. It's no, the guidance that's needed in the household isn't being guided through love. You know what I'm saying? There's no love in the household, so there's no love in the parents. If there's no love in the parents, there's no love in the child. And
So
if there's no love in the children, yeah, go ahead.
do you think hip hop in a way tainted the dating pool or caused the disconnect?
It gave the idea that somewhat sparked the disconnection. But again, it all goes back to the household. I don't believe it's hip hop's fault. You can you it's that old example that like our parents would say, like, oh, if your friends jumped off a cliff, you gonna do it too? You know what I'm saying? It's like of course not. But if everybody's jumping off the cliff and it looks cool, and again, you don't have the guidance to know, hey, bro, just because everybody's doing it and they all say it's cool or you not hip if you don't do this, you got to know right from wrong and you got to truly want right instead of wrong to do the right thing. So hip hop can tell you all day, man, fuck love, it's all lust and we don't love these hoes and yada yada yada. But if you know better, if you know the value of love, it don't matter what hip hop say, you're gonna go for love.
But you know,
You see what?
if you listen to something long enough and over and over and over, it's getting drilled into your head
Yeah.
as a form of mind control at that point.
And somebody and my man was talking about that too, and that is true. I do believe that I do believe that life and death is in the power of your tongue, and that repetition of the words can play an effect. But I do believe in that spiritual guidance as well. And so I feel like if hip hop is going to keep drilling a constant message in you, then you have to find another message that preaches something better. You know what I'm saying? Let's say hip hop is doomed, then we got to find another genre of music or whatever to that has a better message.
Oh,
Let's
I
say
got
all
mine.
music.
I got
Let's
my
say
genre.
yeah, and let's say music is doomed or whatever. Then I guess it's going to take some new artists to come along. You know what I'm saying? And create that better message. But again, if the new artist comes along, it needs to be supported. See, because we can be the youngest that can say, man, yo, hip hop is in a bad state right now. It's in a bad state. If hip hop's in a bad state, then we are the reason. We are the reason for that. We are the cause for that. Drake can't be Drake if we don't stream his music. That man makes billions of streams. So he makes billions of streams. His tours look amazing. He's selling them junks out. If nobody goes to them shows, if nobody streams his music and pays for his music, then Drake ain't Drizzy. You know what I mean? Drake is Aubrey then. You know what I'm saying? Drake is Mr. Graham. You know what I mean? It's all everything
Drake
all
has
comes back towards the
Drake
people.
got one of them hardcore followers. That nigga is always gonna have supporters.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, no, but he has that because of now, of course, with his grind and whatnot, and certain people that he's met, and you know what I mean, all that. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but he's worked his way into where he is now. But at the end of the day, if for whatever reason, all you have to do is just put the phone down, and if people just don't listen to the music, the artist is going to get a hit. It's going to feel that hit. It's going to be a pushback. You see what I'm saying? And low key, we're feeling that now because as long as time keeps going on, and we see that streaming is really taking over, and people aren't really buying music, the artist is getting hit by that. They feeling that when if the more I
That's what
feel like
niggas.
back in the day when people was buying the music, the artists could really live more. It's well, at least if the labels was treating them right, they could live more. But you see what I'm saying? It's like because people are doing more streaming now, it's getting harder for artists to really survive. And so again, imagine if we get to this totally like 90 to 95% streaming, and it's damn near 10 to 5% of people actually buying music, right? So no matter what the videos may make it seem like, these artists ain't really getting paid like that.
That's why they doing
Imagine if people
shows.
Imagine if they stop if they stop streaming the music as well, then the artist is going to be shut down completely. And I'm saying all that just to say that again, it all goes back into the consumer. The consumer delegates what we listen to. The consumer delegates what's get played, what's on the playlist, what's on the radios, what kind of music videos, all of that, bruh. All of that shit, bruh. If people look like, yo, how come ain't no females in your video, bruh? Your shit lame. I don't want to see it. Then guess what? Ain't nobody going to see it, and then that video doesn't get any views. But if you do what the consumer wants, then the views happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's all on, again, it's all on what the consumer wants. And again, if the consumer want bullshit, then that goes into the guidance, goes into the teaching,
I think
right?
they've been taught to want bullshit.
Some of them have, some of them have by their friends or
If
whatnot,
you
and just been easily influenced.
think about our generation, right? Our generation specifically, bro. I know for
Yeah,
a fact, I know for a fact you listen to, because I do it too. You listen
yeah.
to these new niggas, and you just be like, "What the fuck?"
Some of them, yeah.
Bro,
Some of them, yeah, and then some of them I can rock with, and then some of them it's just
yeah,
not for
so,
me.
but
But yeah,
there's some of them you just go like, "How the fuck did you make it?"
yeah. But we know
But
how they making it.
but
You
nah,
know,
these
some,
young niggas will tell you that that's the hardest nigga they ever heard, bro.
yeah. No, they definitely will. They definitely will. And to them, it is because if you think about it, it all goes back. I mean, the more you rewind the clock, bruh, everything is just being told over again and again, right? Back in the 90s, people can say that's the golden era of hip hop, bro. Bro, back in the 90s, bro, people was clowning hip hop. A lot of the old heads was clowning it. And you got to understand where they coming from. They coming from artists like Prince, bro. Prince, Michael Jackson. And then before them, it was like Stevie Wonder. And then before him, maybe I want to say it was probably like James Brown.
Yeah,
But you got to understand, they're coming from musicians, like some real good musicians. Not to say that MCing ain't musicians, but you have to understand from where our parents and grandparents is coming from. They like, bruh, they just got done watching Prince play all the instruments and dance and sing. You know what I'm saying? No lip singing, ain't nothing lip sing. He did everything and then just walked off stage. You know what I mean?
right.
And then somebody comes on, what you got to understand, back in the 90s, somebody comes in there with like two turntables, and and the sounds that they're using comes from other oldie songs that they're just scratching and replaying over and over again, while somebody get on a microphone and he's not even singing, so there's no vocal performance. It's just they just hear like a lot of yelling. But to the 90s kids, it's like, bro, you don't hear this poetry, he's rhyming. You don't hear this rhythm, he's flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Shit dry to
And
them, bro.
so,
That shit not hype enough. They
exactly.
can't bounce around. They can't hit a lick to the shit. They can't get in
Exactly.
their zone. Nigga, even the R&B nowadays is not even. They're not singing about love. They singing about fucking, bro.
It's just fucking and just heartbreaks.
They sing about fucking infidelity. Cause it's always, oh, I know you got a girl, or I know you got a man, but I don't give a
It's
fuck.
always that. Yeah, it's always that. I don't think it's but see, I will say this. You have to dig for it, bro. It's like in the 90s they was digging in the crates, and now we're searching the web, we're surfing the web. There is good R&B out there, bro. I can't think of the names right now, bro.
No, I know. I got a hell of a playlist, bro.
Actually, I got it. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you
I got
do.
a hell of a
You know what I'm
playlist.
saying?
And I
Hell
also
yeah.
listen to reggae. Reggae is the music that's promoting love and heal the world type of lyrics.
Yeah, yeah. You got to send me some of those tracks too.
Reggae could get real sexual, but a lot of these niggas,
Yeah,
they think about Skip Marley. He got a
yeah.
song. His lyrics go as follows: "Take me to a higher place. I'm trying to see a higher lane." Nigga, the nigga trying to elevate, but he's talking about elevation.
Nah, for
Nigga,
real.
you got Kambaka Pyramid. He's talking about healing the world.
Nah, for
Yeah.
real. It's definitely good music. And see, but he's going to need that support from the people to really get his recognition and to really get his platform. And not to say that he's not getting it, because I'm sure he is getting it. But I feel like for him to have a name that's buzzing as big as like what's her name? Ice Spice. You know what I mean? It's got to be more support, more support. And so it can definitely come and it can definitely happen, but it just needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because there's talent out there and there's good music out there.
You know when
Like
it's gonna happen?
I won't say that hip hop is dead. I won't ever say that.
What do you think
Hip
about
hop is
Juicy J?
definitely alive.
Juicy J said we 40%. He said some 40%. Hip hop is 40% down.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a drop.
no, it is. But it's because we're leaning into more of a streaming era.
There's no
A lot of people
lyricism,
aren't
bro.
buying a lot of people aren't buying music, and a lot of people might feel like they don't have a reason to buy the music because of the art form that's coming out, the
Let me
music that's coming out.
There's no classic music. Nicki Minaj, I was watching Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. They both, Beyonce was like, niggas don't want to make classic music. They just want to make a quick single, get a quick bag, and then go on to the next single. Like, they don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about that song no
they
more.
don't make albums no more. Yeah, I saw that joint. So I think I posted on my gram. But she's exactly right. Hip hop to a lot of people, it's just a hustle now. People come in, they get the single, and then they other doors open, and then they just stay in that. But you also want to know why they're doing that? Because it really ain't too much money in hip hop to just be focusing on hip hop. It's not a lot of money in that. Why is there not a lot of money in that? Because people ain't spending money to hip hop songs. It's all about the value of shit, bro.
Cole could
It's
do
like
it. Kendrick could do it.
Kendrick and Cole can do it, but they can't do it
Joyner Lucas
by
could do
themselves.
it.
And even then, bro, I don't feel like they have enough fans that are just solely buying their music. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of fans that are doing it, but it's not enough where I think they can just only focus on the music itself. Like Cole definitely has other endeavors. Just because we don't hear about him, don't mean he ain't got them. Kendrick got them too. You know what I'm saying? And
They
so they
go
definitely
play
getting in.
basketball overseas, all type of
They
shit.
they're getting multiple checks for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't money in hip hop. Ain't no money in hip hop, bro. It really ain't anymore. And it's a real bad thing, but it's somewhat a good thing for the artist because I feel like with that, again, on the only people that's going to be making music is the people that actually love to make music. And
So
when
what
you
is
get that love going again, then maybe we can get better music. And when people actually like listen to the music for the love of it, you know what I'm saying? And when that becomes into play, maybe things will start to change within the industry. But right now, it's just all about the money,
yeah,
and it's a lust for the money that's really kind of corrupting the art form of hip hop as well.
it's no substance, bro. No substance.
Yeah, at
So
least not in the mainstream.
I feel
Not in the
like this.
mainstream.
I feel like this because I know of some rappers who. So I always bring up Doja Cat because she's a female artist who is
Yeah,
mainstream, who actually can rap, and she's not really over sexualizing him. Like her new album, bro. She not talking that over sexualized shit, bro.
I gotta check that joint out. She really is good. She's a really good songwriter. I gotta look back to
But
see if she wrote all the
she
songs.
on some hip hop shit in this new album, bro. Like she rapping for
Okay,
real.
yeah,
Then you got
I'm gonna
artists
check it out for sure. I listened to all her other albums. All her other albums. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Them joints was just so good. They were just so catchy. Like
exactly
I feel like Doja Cat really is like a
top
pop
artists, bro.
icon with this shit. Like she's just not. I just feel like she ain't really getting her full respect
That's because
because
niggas hating on them. Niggas
she
talking about
really is talented. She really is talented. Damn near almost all of those songs that I heard from her past albums, all them joints was on TikTok, bro. Like every TikTok jingle that you ever heard that was Doja Cat, like all them joints was on her new albums. Like people definitely feel her music and they react to it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Um, but even if it didn't get played on TikTok, like her music is dope regardless. You know what I'm saying? But now Doja Cat really is one of those special ones. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Sure, she might throw people off with some of the pictures or whatnot on IG,
But
but
she be
hey,
trolling.
man, a
Niggas got
little
record.
a little weird. Yeah, she trolling. A little weird. They ain't hurt nobody.
Yeah. Niggas got
You know
recognized
what I mean?
troll. And nobody say shit
Yeah,
to Jay-Z when he be talking that niggas be pit niggas got selective anger. They talking about
yeah.
that being a demonic da 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 da. But isn't according to what the fuck they trying to say, isn't all the rap music demonic then, motherfucker?
If you know what's crazy, because they always try to blame it on hip hop. And I'll admit, for a minute, I was kind of in that bag too, because I thought like there was something going on. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, why are they just coming for hip hop and not like heavy metal? Like that should have been the first one that they should have went to. You know what I'm saying?
They probably do. It's just that we hear about
Bruh, no, they
it.
don't. Bruh, they don't. The people that get the blame for, oh, it's the devil's music, it's always been hip hop. They're not really like, at least mainstream wise, they not going for the rock artists or the heavy metal youngins. Like
You
them
gotta
youngins just
think,
doing them.
you gotta think
But it's
about
literally right in your face. Like if it was anybody I was to think that was
nah, bro.
worshiping the devil, I
You
would
got
think it's them youngins.
you
But
gotta check it
even
out,
then
bro.
it's
You gotta peep the
yeah,
game. You gotta peep the game. The people that are saying that hip hop is the devil's music is black people.
right.
Black people not listening to heavy metal. That's why they're not talking about it.
That part. Or at
They
least not a lot. You got some that do, but not a
yeah,
lot.
but the
And then the
majority,
ones that's saying the ones that's saying that it is the devil's music is usually people that don't even like hip hop.
yeah, these type of
Because yeah, go ahead.
it's not the white people saying it. White people love hip hop, bro.
Right.
These motherfuckers love him. They can't. They wish they was black so they could do the shit the correct way. They motherfucking niggas. But I feel like if motherfuckers sat there and paid attention and nitpick heavy metal, like they nitpick fucking rap music, like they'll
Yeah.
start playing a fucking song backwards by Juicy J, saying, "Oh my god, it says this." Ain't nobody doing that shit to the heavy metal music. These niggas,
Right.
these people are not listening. It's Juicy. Go, go. It's Juicy J fans or supporters that are doing the shit. Same with Bone Thugs. Same with Jay-Z.
Right.
These niggas is black people that's listening to this shit, and they can't fathom a nigga making money.
Yeah. And they just don't know the art form. They just don't really have
But
appreciation of hip hop
I
and
do
of the
believe
artists.
it is some shit somewhere. Somebody's doing something because the shit keeps getting talked about. Look what
It's
Prodigy
definitely
talking
it's
about.
definitely some weird shit going on. But
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Nigga, these a lot of nigga Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, B.O.B.
yeah,
There's something happening. I'm pretty sure, but we
it's
just can't
definitely
figure it out.
yeah,
It,
yeah.
it,
It's
it
definitely it's
don't
definitely some
necessarily,
shit
yeah.
going on, but definitely some shit going on. But again, bro, you know right from wrong, bro. You know where to go and where not to go. It's not hard making the right decisions, bro. You know what I'm saying? The temptation always going to be there, but it's not hard to make the right decisions. And I understand temptation. I understand lust,
Bro,
but I understand more because I understand it. I know the importance of overcoming your flesh. You know what I'm saying, and choosing the right way. You
okay.
feel me? So, but yeah, the devil don't sleep, bro. Know that.
And that's gonna bring me to what the fuck you think about P. Diddy and this whole hip hop shit that's happening.
Man,
Do we say do we think P Diddy is sending hits out like that?
I don't know, bro.
I'll give you $1
I can't.
million if you tap that nigga, man.
I don't know, bro. That's some crazy shit.
Do you think we're gonna see P. Diddy have to go to court?
I hope he don't have to go to court, bro. Real talk. I really hope that he don't have to go to court for that shit. But man, it's like I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. It's some wild shit, but it's like, are they just bringing it up because they just want somebody to ping it on? Maybe he really did it. Maybe he really didn't. Maybe he didn't. Honestly, I can't call it. That shit is too far fetched for me.
P.
I'm not
Diddy
even
don't
gonna
talk
hold you.
about it. P. Diddy don't even talk about it, but he don't deny the shit, bro. He brushes it off and changes the subject.
Yeah. But then again, I feel like, why would he even want to talk about it? Because one is like, it happened so long ago, and he's already given an answer for it. So now the fact that people are bringing it back up or making reasons to bring it back up, I can understand. He's like, yo, this shit is so dumb. I've been told y'all I ain't do it. Y'all don't have no evidence or whatever. Now y'all trying to
Now
bring
they have
something up.
evidence. Now there's evidence. There's 2 witnesses.
Yeah, but are these witnesses true?
Keefe
Like,
D.
are all witnesses super true, bro? Because sometimes people just be saying shit like, "Yo, if you don't pay me such and such, or because you did what you did to me 5 years ago, I'm gonna make up some shit." You gotta understand, the thing that's so evil about a lie is like, because it's so easy to make one. It's such a little as evil lie can have the biggest impact on some shit. So again, it's like, because me personally, I only move towards the truth. You know what I'm saying? I can only truly speak on truth. I don't care what the laws say about it. Oh, yes, he got a witness and they're saying it. They could be fabricating some shit up. You got to understand, like, Puff is a very rich and very influential black man. You know what I'm saying?
We already
It
know
could be,
he's
it could,
killed.
it could be a conspiracy to get this man locked up or some shit because he's doing too much good. Or maybe he really did do the shit and justice need to be served. I can't call it. But nah, that's some weird, that's some wild shit though.
So you see how they locked up Keefe D, right?
Yeah,
They locked up Keefe D because he kept saying the shit over and over about how Pac died. So we already know who shot Pac. It was the nigga Orlando. The nigga that Pac beat up in the goddamn Las Vegas in the damn
yeah,
casino. But what Keefe D is also saying is that even before that happened, Puffy paid a nigga not to kill Tupac, but to kill Suge Knight. And I guess the nigga turned P. Diddy down. But you gotta also know Keefe D was a part of P. Diddy's staff, security staff.
mm,
So who the fuck knows? We gonna see though.
yeah. I need more information on that.
We
We
gonna
definitely gonna find
see.
out, but we definitely need more information on that. And they're gonna have to give it. They either gonna give it to us or they not. And then for all we know, it's gonna be brushed under the rug.
Yeah, fucking. So talked about the censorship shit. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, yeah,
Goddamn, racial profiling, racial profiling, and economic opportunities. So what it's saying is that hip hop is causing a level of racial, of causing black people that look like what a hip hop artist would look like to be racially profiled. Not even just by the police, just even public opinion.
people in general. Yeah.
So, what you think about that?
The media has power. The media has that type of power to create these images.
You see a girl with red hair, you're gonna automatically think about Sexy Red.
It depends
shit
if
like
you're a
that.
crazy sexy red fan, because I mean, you can see someone with red hair and just think they're a redhead, or you can just think, oh, she got her hair red today, she's rocking red today. I guess it really depends on the generation. There's a generation of people that live and that were kids before sexy red was sexy red. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
girls had their head red. So you know what I'm saying? It's like
It's
I'm
like,
not. So some people might see sexy red, some people probably won't. You know what I mean? But hip hop does have that influence, um, that can create those ideas and whatnot, especially if something is constantly being pushed. But like I've been kept saying, man, it's I don't know. As far as I'll say this. If someone has a certain hairstyle or any type of style, and the first thing you think of is a certain rap artist, that's understandable. If there's a rap artist that
yeah.
wears his pants leg up, on some LL Cool J
Cool
shit,
J shit. See, that's the first thing
and
you
and
think
then
about
and
the
then
LL Cool J.
somebody else do that in the street, it's like, okay, he on some LL Cool
The
J
Cool
shit,
J
or
shit.
maybe LL Cool J was really on some Queen shit, and maybe that's probably what a lot of Queens niggas did back in the '90s, and maybe it's not somewhat of a hip hop influence, maybe it's just a real neighborhood influence, a real hood influence. You know what I'm saying?
But let's
So
take it a step further. We see a nigga walking around with a bulletproof vest on. Who we gonna think about?
right,
Probably 50 Cent, right? But then at the
two
same
things,
time, you'll think about 50 Cent as a gangster. So now you'll
yeah.
think about this nigga, but say he probably got a gun on him too. Or he probably sell drugs too.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You go anybody that goes that far and put a bulletproof vest over their white tee and they out in public with that shit.
I
I'm guessing you
don't
really,
think you're
really
allowed to do
about
some
that
shit
life,
like
and
I
you
would
really, you know what I'm saying? You really moving a certain way, or you're a clown who thinks it's cool, and you got that on because you're trying to make like a fashion statement. You know what I mean? I guess one thing if you got like a vest on, like a regular vest, you know what I mean? Like one
yeah.
of them little pocket vests or something like that. You know what I mean? That's one thing. But if you really got a freaking bulletproof vest on and you at the gas station pumping gas, you know what I'm saying? It's no, that's definitely going to be an eye opener. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think hip hop is causing a racial profiling
Hmm.
or a profiling in general?
Like yes and no. Because again, if a hip hop artist, like I'll say this, let's say there's a certain style in DC, right? But it ain't a whole lot of DC artists. And let's say it's that one DC artist that comes out and it's like, yo, nigga, we wear our hairstyles like this and shit. You know what I mean? And let's just say the artist that does that had a real gangster past, a real hustler past, or whatever,
Right.
and he has the signature look about him. You know what I'm saying? But that signature look comes from the city, and everyone in the city had that look, whether you hustling or not. You know what I'm saying? But because this artist is on the forefront of the DMV hip hop scene, you know what I'm saying? And and that artist is seen on it's on the front lines of the shit. When people see him, they're going to see the hairstyle, they're going to think of everything that that rapper is associated with, and some people might have the idea that, oh, if you on that hardcore gangster shit, then you probably wear your hair like that. That part is wrong. I don't care if hip hop had promoted this rapper or not. You shouldn't see that or see those features and just think, oh, he looks like a thug. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really take someone's image to heart like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people do that all the time with black art. Everything that's pretty much like black art, whether it's cornrows or dreadlocks or whatever it may be, people always try to make it seem like, oh, he's a bad guy or he means trouble because you know what I mean. He wears his hair like this or he wears his clothes like that. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be. That's I wouldn't really blame that on hip hop. It's more so how that person judges and sees another human being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that again, that all comes from home, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I see some dude and he's wearing like all black on some emo gothic type shit, I'm not going to immediately think that he's a devil worshiper. You know what I'm saying? The kid just
Yeah.
might like wearing all black. He's on some rock star shit. Maybe he just want to be left alone type of vibe. Or maybe the dude is probably super social and you just never really went to go say, hey, what's up and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You can't just judge someone off of what they're wearing and how they look.
So
You know
can
what I
you?
mean? That's
Uh,
racism. That's racism 101.
I don't. Let's see. I don't totally agree with that because
Yeah,
you can't be oblivious to shit because you're trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like
yeah,
young
yeah. You're
niggas
right. You're right.
walking around, these young niggas walking around masked up for no
Yeah,
fucking reason. I don't know if these niggas gonna rock. So I'm on. Whenever I see the shit, I'm prepared for whatever. Like you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. Not
yeah.
not not saying that they're actively gonna do nothing to me or fuck with me at all.
But your guards is up for sure.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I tell people. I'm like, you shouldn't don't get mad at a white person for tensing up when they see a black person. Because what do they know about black people? What they
Yeah.
see
I'll
on the
say this.
TV. What they see on the TV. What they see on the TV is rowdy ass shit. So when
Yeah.
they see a nigga in person who looks like that, they're like, oh shit. He looked like the nigga I just seen.
And keep it a buck. And keep it a buck. I know some black people. I know some black people that get tense if they see a white dude and he's super tatted up.
Yeah.
You know, we looking at them tats because we looking for certain tattoos
You
to
see what
see
I'm
like what
saying?
type of time is he on. You know what I mean?
So you
You see them, the skinhead, the low cut white boys. You know what I mean?
even
Like,
and even though
hold
the
up.
nigga might not do nothing, he might not even be thinking about doing nothing. But you still gotta keep that in your head that he could.
Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. I do think, but at the same time, it's like a 50-50 thing. It's like your guards is definitely going to be up, and we're going to be looking and seeing. You know what I mean? But I do think like to immediately grab the phone, call 911 on some Karen shit, and be like, "Yo, niggas is masked up and they're outside." And oh my gosh, I think they're about to rob. You know what I mean? It's like, well, man, COVID is still alive. COVID is still alive and running. So they don't. It's not wrong for them to be having their mask on. They're outside. It's like 40 something degrees outside, man. It's
Nah,
pretty cold out here. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
What about the summertime, nigga? You know them niggas wear that shit all
Now,
year.
no, no, don't get me wrong. Summertime mask on, it's gonna look a little strange. That's gonna look strange. I don't need to be seeing no beanies in the summertime. You feel me? So if
Yeah.
your shit rolled up, even if your shit rolled up, I'm thinking that shit might come down at any moment. You know what I mean?
The rolled up niggas, though,
But
you gotta watch out to see. And look, I'm profiling right now. I'm saying it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's them the niggas who will just randomly let's go.
And see, look, we done seen some things, you know what I'm saying? And we done been through some things. So we understand how some situations can get. We understand that. But we also know that every person that may wear these certain looks or have these certain looks isn't about it. Like sometimes, bro, you can just look at a nigga eyes. Even when you like if you walking to the metro or whatever, I might see some kids. They out, they cooling or whatever. They got their mask on or whatever. Some young niggas. You know what I mean? You can kind of look at them and really just see what type of time they on. You know what I'm saying? It's something about when a man look another man in his eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can really like address and see like what type of time you on for sure. You know what I'm saying? Is you really trying to get me? Is you really on some snaky shit? Like sometimes
Yeah.
you can see that. Not all the time, of
Like I
course. You know,
said, is
niggas
you
ain't
really gonna
psychic.
sit there and contemplate that
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, yeah. I know, and don't get me wrong. Like if you on your way and you moving, bro, you just moving, but you can't be paired. You can't be living in fear. You know what I'm saying? A nigga ain't living in fear.
You
So
just
it's
gotta be
like,
aware though.
yeah, you got to be aware though, and you definitely got to be aware. But then you still got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, it's like because a lot of these youngins they don't want no problems, bro. Some of them do. Some of them really on that time. Some of these youngins, you got to understand, it's a fashion sense too, bro. That look, it's a hip look now. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye West did it.
All these rappers done did it,
Kanye
and
West
they
walk
doing it. You got
around.
to understand. So because of that, it's like, is you really on again? Is you really on that type of time, or is you not? So I can understand. I can understand being somewhat tense, but to be full on Karen mode, nah. That part is like nah. Because if that's the case, bro, any old head white dude, I'm getting scared of. Any old head white dude, I don't care what he looked like, bro. He was probably racist as shit back in the day, bro. Who knows
It
how many
probably
motherfucking
was.
black people
It
he had set up. If that's the case, I'm calling now. I'm, you know what I mean? I deserve to call 911 on every elderly white dude I see. But you know what I mean? Again, you can't live in fear.
But they not active. Them niggas not active.
How do you know? They probably orchestrated some shit right now. See, they gangster is different from our gangster because niggas want to let everybody know that they're gangster and shit. Them white folks, they move like ninjas. They in the shadows with the shit. You know what I mean? They're I don't even know if KKK got tattoos, but if they did, it ain't gonna be visible, nigga. You hear me? It
Yeah.
ain't gonna be visible. Them old heads, if they was on that type of time, you would never know it. You would never know. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to think about it. If we talking about from how a person look and how their looks could be a threat, well then it depends on what you see and how you see it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do your history, like I said, every old head white dude should, I guess, black people should be afraid of. But just imagine how crazy that would be, or how that would sound. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really for the sagging pants. You know what I mean? Niggas having their shit all down and showing their ass and all that shit. You know what I mean? Niggas be quick to call pause, but they showing their drawers. You hear me? So it's like. But at the same time, every person that do that, I know ain't a threat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that got their pants sagging, I know he ain't a threat. His ass just
Them niggas
his shit just sagging or whatever. You know what I mean?
probably less of a threat. Honest.
Yeah, that part too.
They they
That
they,
part too.
they think they a threat.
But see, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I do think that I will admit that there are certain things that will make it kind of obvious, right? Or like again, if you're on the metro and let's say you got the mask on and you being loud on a train or whatever. Yeah, some white folk might clutch their bags. Not even white, even some black folk might clutch their bags a little bit. Like, yo, I
Nigga,
don't know what these young niggas on. You
look,
know what I mean?
I'm the nigga that's gonna be like, look, man, can y'all shut the fuck up?
Man, see, and then you gonna start some shit that all them young niggas.
Fuck, I'm trying to, like, especially if I'm trying to chill the fuck out. I can't be around that shit.
Yeah, off the early morning too.
Man, I can't be
Uh,
around that shit, but that's why I commend anybody who uses Metro. Y'all
when
niggas,
the last time you been on the green line, cuz?
I had, nigga, it been about a year and a half, but man,
You
I
gotta,
took
you got, you gotta, you gotta refresh yourself. You gotta. It's
I
going
took the
through the
green
green line
line
is getting
from
your DMV card back, bro. You gotta just get on that bitch one
I
time.
took that bitch from Suitland all the way to through Greenbelt.
Oh yeah,
The whole
I say
fucking
green and red. The blue get a little active too. You know what I mean? But that red stay packed. That red is packed, and that green
I
just
was
about as
coming down
ratchet
the
as it get.
fucking escalator and there was a nigga laying there. He had just got stabbed, nigga.
Kill.
And it was crazy because nigga, it's like some New York shit. Everybody just acting like that shit normal, nigga. I don't know. I ain't fucking with that. I don't really fuck with the trains or the buses.
Man, that's how I get to work.
Like
That's how I move around, bro.
you trapped on that motherfucker.
Nah, just gotta move sharp, bro. Move sharp,
Niggas,
move with a purpose.
these niggas, man, I don't trust them. Not even, I ain't talking about the people on the train either. I'm talking about the way the fuck. I don't trust that they maintaining the trains correctly.
But they doing something because it seemed like every weekend they shutting down certain parts of the train to do repairs or whatever.
Yeah, that's what
So
they're
they
telling.
doing
That's
something.
because Joe Biden ass taking his secret train through there. That's what they got to tell.
Stop.
That's what they got to tell niggas. We doing routine maintenance.
Joe Biden ain't traveling nowhere through no train, bro. Through no metro train, dog. Is you
Yeah,
crazy, bro? That
that-
shit don't even take you nowhere for real. He
nigga,
might as well just stay in his car and just have
nigga,
the sirens or whatever.
he got a track, bro. They got it. That nigga used the subway, nigga. Trust me. That nigga he got a train that's connected to the White House.
Biden don't use
And
no
he,
damn train.
nigga, he might not be on that shit, but they got a train, nigga. And you gotta think about the White House. You know the White House is really 6 stories, nigga.
I mean, the White House is well connected throughout the city. I believe that, but they got tunnels,
What
and
you
those
think? How
tunnels
you
they get
think?
in
You think
through
they walking through the whole tunnel, nigga?
cars, bro. They got the bins, bro. They got the
They got a
cars.
train. They got a train to go through that bitch. You can look that
All
shit
right,
up, bro. They definitely got a train.
they got something, but I don't know. I don't know if it's dealing with the metro system,
Nah,
but yeah,
they don't want no terrorists. They want to make sure nobody moving while they move.
right.
But nah, look, I'm about to wrap this shit up, nigga.
Hell yeah.
We actually had a great episode. So, yeah, we did this shit.
Oh.